Stop spending your hard-earned money. The number one reason why wealthy people become and stay wealthy is because they do not spend their hard-earned money. Now you might hear that and say, but Jaspreet, what are you talking about? Wealthy people have nice cars, they have nice homes, they have nice stuff. How do they have that if they're not spending their hard-earned money? They're spending money that they did not work hard to earn. They're spending money that their money worked hard to earn. And if you understand this concept, it will help you become wealthy. And this is the one thing that so many people around the world are doing wrong, which is what's keeping so many people broke, because what most people do is they make money and then they spend it. And then they make more money and then they spend more money, because we assume that we make money to spend it, but wealthy people are doing something completely different. Think of it this way. Imagine you won $1 million tomorrow. What would you do with that $1 million? Now, what most people would do is take the $1 million and go out and buy a new car, buy a nice home, and buy some nice stuff. Or maybe if you're a little bit more financially educated, you might say, you know what? I don't want to blow all that money on a car and a plane or all the stuff that I want, even though you can't really buy a very nice plane for $1 million. I'm going to take this $1 million and I'm going to divide it up. My expenses are $50,000 a year. This $1 million is going to last me for 20 years and we're going to ignore inflation. So now you take 50 grand out this year, 50 grand out the next year, 50 grand out the year after that. You don't have to work anymore. You're financially free, but you're only financially free for 20 years. I want you to think in terms of interest or dividends or royalties from now on, because that's how wealthy people think. Wealthy people think, if I get $1 million, I can take the $1 million and go out and buy an investment property, a piece of real estate that's going to pay me $50,000 to $70,000 in profit a year, assuming I don't buy it with any debt. Let's just assume that right now. I buy this $1 million investment property, and now I'm getting $50,000 to $70,000 a year forever. And I also still own the investment property. And then if I buy it in a good area, not only are my rents growing, but also the investment property value is growing. Now, I'm truly wealthy because I have this cash flow coming in from my investment property that will continue to pay for my expenses even when I'm not working. Now you're gonna say, but Jaspreet, I don't got $1 million. I understand, most people don't, but guess what? You don't need $1 million to start doing this, because if you want to become wealthy, you gotta start living off of the interest that your money can generate. You gotta start living off of the dividends that your money can generate, or you gotta start living off of the profits that your money can generate. If you can live off of the profits, the interest, or the dividends that your money generates, now you will become financially free. And it is not gonna happen tomorrow. This is a lifestyle change. If you want to become financially free, you have to put in the reps. Just like becoming healthy is not something you do for 2 months or 6 months or 2 years. It's a lifestyle change. Becoming financially healthy is a lifestyle change where now you got to spend less on what you make, take the money that you're not spending and work to put this money to work, whether it's in stocks, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in your business. You got to put this money to work. That way now your money can produce you more money, because if you can live off of the money that your money makes, now you are financially free and you own an asset, whether it's stocks, whether it's a business, whether it's real estate. You own this asset that's going to keep spitting off money, that's putting money in your bank account. And if you do it the right way, your asset, your stocks, your real estate, your business is also becoming more valuable. And this is the true key to becoming wealthy. It's not just by making a bigger salary. Most people assume that if I just made more money, if I made an extra $1,000 a month, oh man, my life is going to be so much easier. But statistically, what we have seen in America is that when the majority of people, more than 50% of Americans, make more money, they end up in a bigger financial hole. Because when you make more money, not only can you buy more things, but you can qualify for more debt. And when you can qualify for more debt, the majority of people go out and spend more money. Again, when I say majority, I mean more than 50% of Americans. We have seen this happen statistically time and time again. Today, at the time of me recording this video, more than 50% of Americans who are making over 6 figures a year are living paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because when you make more money, banks look at you and say, oh, you got a little raise, huh? Congratulations, we're happy for you. How about a new car? How about a nice vacation? How about we finance a bigger home for you? And it's very easy to get caught up in this spending trap. But I want you to also understand this. There's nothing wrong with having nice things. There's nothing wrong with buying big things. There's nothing wrong with buying luxury things. I want you to have all that. But the key is when you're spending money to buy something that's not making you money, a liability. I don't care if it's a car. I don't care if it's your clothes. You want to have nice things? Great. If you really want to be able to afford it and never have to worry about money again, you want to be buying these things with your assets, with the money that your money makes. Now, is this easy? Absolutely not. It is going to take for most people at least a decade before you start to see any significant income. However, if you stick with it, that decade is going to go by and then you will start having that significant income. Because if you're 32 years old right now, well, eventually you're going to be 42. Eventually you're going to be 52. Eventually you're going to be 62. And the question is, as you get older, what do you want to see happen with your money then? Do you want to be in a position where now you're much more financially free, or do you want to be in the same position that you are right now? And if you want to be in a position where you're more financially free, you have to start putting in action steps today to start putting your money to work. And that means actually, number one, building a system with your money. I broke this down in my live investor summit. If you have not seen my investor summit, I'll link it for you down in the description. It's a free video you can watch. The first thing you gotta do is you gotta build a financial system that will allow you to always invest your money first. You can come up with whatever numbers you want. I say at the very least, start with something like a 75, 15, 10 plan, which says for every dollar that you earn from here on out, 75 cents is the maximum that you can spend. 15 cents is the minimum that you're investing. 10 cents is the minimum that you're saving. Create 3 different bank accounts. That way now you have your spending money in one bank account, you're investing money in another bank account, and you're saving money in a third bank account. Now you have some money that needs to be invested, and ideally you can invest more aggressively, but of course everybody has a life going on that you need to spend money on. I understand that, but hopefully as you can continue to build, you can spend more money on your investments, because that's where your wealth is built. If you want to stop relying on the government, you want to stop relying on your job, you want to stop relying on everybody else, you got to build your own wealth, and that means you got to own and create your own assets. And I understand no one's taught us this before, no one told you this before, no one emphasizes this, and it can be hard as you're starting your financial education journey, but this is the real way out of the financial mess. It's not getting a bigger paycheck. It's not bigger checks from the government. It's you taking charge of your finances. It's you saying, screw this. I'm done being in debt to all these companies. I'm done being in debt to the bank. I'm done spending all my money on everybody else, and I'm going to spend my money to make myself rich first. Because what most people are doing is they are working hard to make somebody else rich. And I don't mean that in the sense that you're working hard in your company to make your boss rich. I mean, you are working hard to make everybody that you're spending money at rich. See, most people complain, oh, I go to work so hard just to make my boss richer each and every day. But what they don't realize is you're working hard every single day, not just to make your boss richer, but to make every company you spend your money at richer, to make the Gucci company richer and those salespeople richer, to make your car company richer, to make your Lululemon richer. That's who you are making richer when you go out and you spend all of your money. Now again, nothing wrong with spending money, nothing wrong with buying nice things, nothing wrong with having nice things, nothing wrong with wanting nice things. But I want you to be able to afford it first. And that means right now you can't keep spending all your money at this stuff, because the stuff isn't making you money. If it's not making you money, cut back on that. And now you're gonna say, but Jaspreet, can't I just earn more money? Yes, but before you go out and earn more money, you gotta know how to control your spending. Because now when you earn more money, there has to be a reason why you're working to earn more money. Are you working to earn more money to have more nice things? Or are you working to earn more money so you can have more investments? I want you to earn more money, that way you can have more nice investments, because now these investments can pay for your nice stuff. And this is tough. Look, I'm gonna tell you honestly from me, I'm saying this like a heart to heart. I want you to understand this. The first time I made $1 million in a year, that's a lot of money. I'm talking about over $100,000 in a month. I took into my personal bank account right around $20,000 because I wanted to reinvest this money to building more profits, more dividends, more distributions. That way I have more cash flow coming in, because this is something that I wanted to change. I didn't grow up with any financial education. I didn't grow up with people telling me, hey, put your money to work. I didn't grow up learning this stuff. But when I saw it, I realized, whoa, this is what wealthy people are doing. And if you want to break out of the system of what everybody else is doing, of being stuck in what people call the rat race, in this payment scheme, of always being in debt, of always just blowing your money to look like everybody else, of always just wanting the nice things because, oh yeah, everybody else has got the cool stuff on Instagram. Listen, at the end of the day, that Instagram stuff is cool on social media, but at the end of the day, you got to be the one that's got to pay the bills. You're the ones that's got to pay for your kids' college. You're the ones that's got to pay for your kids' vacation. You're the one that's got to pay for your wife to get the nice stuff, you have the stuff that she wants, or your husband to have the stuff that he wants, or for your kids to have the stuff that they want, or for you to have the stuff that you want. But it takes money. But it also takes the financial education. And you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have the financial education, you're going to be broke. That's why they say that most wealthy families lose that wealth within 3 generations. Because that mindset that it took somebody to build that wealth is different than the mindset of somebody who just wants to spend the money. And this is where right now, if you want to become wealthy, you got to build that mindset and understand how you can spend your money differently and start living off of the interest, off of the distributions, after the profits, off of the dividends, off of the cash flow that your money can generate. Because if you can do that, now you are financially free. And now you've built a whole new system, and you can break the cycle of whatever you're in your family, and you can be the first one to build true wealth, buy your parents something nice, buy yourself something nice, buy your spouse something nice, but it requires time, dedication, and sacrifice. It is not easy. And on top of that, you're going to go through market ups and downs. You're going to see market crashes. You're going to see recessions. It's a part of our economic system. But as you build that financial education, you're also going to be able to find the opportunities through the market crashes and the recessions and the economic downturns and the economic upsides too. And this is where now it all starts with you building that mindset and going out and taking action, because it is your duty now to go out and become successful. I think that's enough for my rant for today.